You're listening to the Fast F1 podcast. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the Fast F1 podcast with me, Danny Kane.
And I'm Eddie Meteye-O'Kane.
And today, we are finally doing our first podcast of the new season, of the 2025 season. What are your, how you excited for the new season, baby?
Yes, I'm very. I hate the winter breaks. They kill me. They take so long. It's like 100 days, and there's nothing going on except just off-season stuff.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it has to be all bad, right? I mean, you got to spend the winter with me. Okay, we can move on.
No, I had a blast. It was a really good break. I got a lot done, but now we got to go back and watch some more races, finally.
Yep. So tell me what's going on in F1, because you follow it a lot closer than I do these days.
Yes. One of the things I've been doing is I've been trying to watch most every motorsport series. I'm a little behind, but I've gotten through a lot of it. Anyways, Sainz has been replacing Vettel at the Drivers' Association.
Yeah, not replacing, replaced.
Or replaced.
Yeah, so Sebastian Vettel no longer driving in F1, obviously, and Carlos Sainz takes his place as one of the directors of the GPDA.
Yep.
Which is the modern-day equivalent of a driver's union, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm. So he will probably help more for the new rule that was stated into F1, which is the next topic. Formula One drivers, teams, people who are being broadcasted live from the FIA will receive fines or even bans from races if they swear.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks that this is a crazy thing.
Yeah, and I understand the FIA's point of view when it comes to their official FIA press conferences, and even to a lesser degree, the individual press conferences that a team might hold, but they get to set their own ground rules for that. As far as the drivers swearing while in the car, you can't censor that sort of thing.
Yeah, they already bleep it. So
yeah, it's a ridiculous rule. Everybody seems to agree that it's a ridiculous rule. We'll see what happens. I have a feeling that as we come into the first race weekend, there's going to be a statement from the GPDA with their official sort of response to that rule.
I feel like they're going to protest that now that we've got a new member on board.
I'd be curious to see how they do and I'd be curious if the FIA actually attempts to enforce that rule.
Yeah, if they actually ban a driver, I'd be pretty shocked because we saw last season Magnussen was the first driver in forever to get banned.
Right.
I don't know if we talked about this one last episode or not, but Zhou Guanyu has become the new Ferrari reserve driver. I'm a little upset about this, but looking back, I'm like,
why are you upset about it?
well, because I just feel like there are a couple other candidates that could definitely be joined. As far as like the academy goes for Ferrari, there's very few drivers, but those very few drivers, there are a lot of them that are very good.
Well, in choosing Joe, they probably are looking at somebody with an experienced set of hands is probably what they're wanting for their reserve driver.
But they do already have their only other reserve driver is Giovinazzi, who is also pretty experienced.
And also is preoccupied by another series.
That's
He
true.
drives in WEC.
I'm so happy they got
And,
that 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
So
and
happy.
so Giovinazzi already drives for Ferrari in WEC, so he's probably not available for all of the race weekend, so they brought Zhou Guanyu in as an alternate reserve, I guess you could say.
Yeah. The next thing is the Belgian Grand Prix has gotten an extension.
Sort of.
Sort of. They are taking an alternative route, kind of like the German Grand Prix in the past. They are doing every other year, which, I mean, I guess makes me happy. But as much as this is such a historical race, since 1950 they've had it, it's also gotten a little less exciting, I guess you could say.
Yeah, there are good races there. I don't know. I like it, but I don't like it. I've certainly from a sim racing perspective,
Yeah.
I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
I know most people really love it, but I just feel like feel like it's more hype than it's
actually
worth. I think
appreciation,
in sim racing and in real racing, I think because it has such history, it gets more hype than it deserves. I'd say the same thing about Monaco.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely Monaco is the first pick you would say if you had to choose a track to go.
Yeah, if I could choose if there were a thing where it's like, well, we have to get rid of one track, which track would you get rid of?
You would just go
I would
right
say
on that
Monaco
website
immediately.
right away and just be the first person to decide.
Yeah.
And then this is one that I personally have. Will the Australian Grand Prix actually happen? So
Why wouldn't it?
there has recently actually been pretty severe weather down there in the past week or so. And there's been some pretty massive storms.
In the Melbourne area?
Yeah, in very eastern Australia.
It's the first I've heard of it, but then I don't pay attention to the weather in Australia, so
So,
nothing against Australians, but
yeah, but I highly doubt that that's going to affect anything. But if it does affect it, I'm the first to call it. So,
okay.
and then finally, this one's less related to Formula One. Christian Mansell has family issues for F2, so Cordial is back in the car again.
Christian Mansell stepping aside from F2 indefinitely.
Yep. He was going to
Yeah.
make his debut this season.
Yep.
So, anyways, next up is the O2.
The O2?
The O2. So, the F175 stadium launch.
Oh, at the O2.
Yeah, at the O2. So, this is where the liveries were all released. There were some really good ones. RB, Mercedes, in my opinion, Aston Martin, in only my opinion.
Yeah, some people seem to really like it. I don't, but to each their own.
But then again, there were some liveries that I just could not stand. One of which, personally, was the Sauber livery. A lot of people like the fade. I find it absolutely blank.
Well, I liked it at the launch, but then when they had it out on track at testing, they had changed it, and they made it significantly worse.
And I think I know why, because they had originally said that they were going to give away the one that they actually had presented at the O2. So when they had the other one done, probably was different.
Yeah, I don't know why they would have changed it. I doubt that would have been the reason why they would have changed in between, but
Yeah.
the one that was on track was definitely worse than the one at the launch.
Then there's McLaren. They kept the same livery as last year. I understand their reason, but like, they became champions. We all want to see a new championship like livery.
And I don't.
You don't? Oh my
No.
gosh. Never mind then.
No, I actually don't like that the teams change the paint scheme
What?
massively from year to year. Yeah, I don't like it when that happens.
I thought you hated the RB
I'm
livery,
honestly-
and now you love it.
I don't say that well, yes, that's true, but I don't like that teams do that. I don't like the idea that they keep changing what the paint scheme is. And I know the reasons why I have to do with sponsors and things like that, so it makes sense. But and this year's RB looks really good.
It does.
Last year's RB looked horrible, in my
Oh,
opinion.
I mean, it was very
And
historical.
I never liked the AlphaTauri
Yeah, the
paint scheme. I liked the Toro Rosso.
I did too.
I especially liked it when it was that kind of silvery blue, or the glossy
Yeah,
blue,
like the RB one.
like the RB. What do you mean?
Kind of like the RB from last year. Kind of.
The RB from last year was more,
Blue and red and white.
yeah, but it was no, not like the one from last year. The one from last year was definitely different. It had more white on it. The old Toro Rosso that I'm referring to is the one from when like Pierre Gasly was there.
Oh yeah, that one was awesome. Like 2019.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Before he went to Red Bull.
Yeah, that was I believe
And then back to
2019.
AlphaTauri.
And then Ferrari. I think every single Ferrari fan has said this. Why the white stripe?
Well, because the sponsor wants it there.
But why?
Yeah. And
It looks so bad.
And I saw where
So
the part of
bad.
the argument for it was that it is harkening back to the Marlboro Ferraris and that paint scheme, but it does not capture it at all, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
The maroon-ish red looks very cool, though. I do like the more
Okay, if you say so.
scarlet red, in my opinion, but the maroon red this year does look pretty cool. Next up is testing. So, very interesting. The first part is, where is McLaren? I don't believe, throughout the whole testing for each day, I don't believe I actually saw them outside the top 10. Or inside the top 10.
Oh yeah, they definitely were in the top 10. Maybe not.
Oh, well, Norris was
not
in
at the,
first
maybe
place.
not at the end of the day. He wasn't in the top 3.
Well, yeah, but Norris was in first on day 1, and then that, I believe, if I'm correct, that was the only time McLaren wasn't finishing in the top 10.
Well,
the whole
again,
time.
though, I mean, and I've talked to you about this before. Testing
only
is
testing, yep.
is not about setting fast lap times. It's about running
It's only testing.
your test program, and everybody, all the pundits and all the teams seem to kind of agree that McLaren definitely looked strongest in testing, even though they weren't necessarily setting the fastest times. They ran their program flawlessly. They put a lot of laps in.
They got a lot of paint on it.
They ran a race run that looked very competitive. So they're definitely looking to be the favorites, and Norris more so than Piastri, it would seem.
Well, I mean, I think a lot
which
of
would be
people
good for
have been
me.
thinking that.
I'd go for that.
Behrman's pace. I believe every session he was at least a second slower than the person in front of him and placed last every time.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea
He
about his
looked like
times.
he was struggling a lot, and I was a little shocked by this, actually, considering his performances last season. Other than Sao Paulo, we're not going to talk about that.
But he's driving in the
new Haas.
the Haas that is looked like it was not very competitive.
That
to begin
has
with.
paint for once.
Well, it has paint, sure, but I mean, it looks like they're not going to be a very strong car. Them and the Sauber, both of them look like they're already written off 2025 and they're gearing up for 2026.
Oh yeah. Speaking of paint, Alpine last year with no paint, they had probably the most paint this year.
Yeah, and
I don't like that livery.
I know a lot of
people do.
A lot of people seem to really like the blue the pink on blue like that. I just really don't. I like the blue.
It.
That blue by itself I think is really nice, but adding that pink for the BWT, I really don't like it at all.
I would just do the pink because we have too many blue teams. We just do.
Okay, you just paint the entire car in pink?
I mean, some black, some white.
I don't like the pink, period.
Yeah, too much racing point on there. Anyways.
And talking of liveries, I mean, if I were to choose one, you're talking about whether or not I like the McLaren livery. I don't necessarily like it. I don't dislike it.
Yeah.
I like that they kept it the same.
Yeah.
But if I were to choose a McLaren livery, I loved the all chrome livery that they used to run back in the Vodafone days.
Oh my God, that's
With
right. You
uh,
love that one.
Hamilton and Alonso when
With
they
the
were there.
silver?
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome. Yeah, that was a really cool one.
I even liked the V8 Supercars version of that, where it was the Vodafone. I don't know what team it was, but the Vodafone sponsored chrome and red.
You would just love to see
V8
Vodafone
Supercar.
back with the liveries.
I want that livery back. I don't care if it's Vodafone or not.
Anyways, this is my favorite.
Okay.
I've been waiting for this for so long. Williams might be good.
Yeah, Williams could be competitive this
Williams
year.
might be good. And I'm so excited.
Well, you shall see. Yeah, and Carlos Sainz is there now, which I'm sure will make you happy that they're
Yeah.
not going to be at the back of the grid.
He topped one of the sessions. The last time
He did.
He topped the second session, just like he topped the second session last year.
Yeah, and Albon was looking strong too. I think that time will tell, where they're at, but it does seem like they're going to be probably a top 6 team.
I'm so excited.
But we'll see.
So excited.
Testing can fool you as well.
Yeah. Aston Martin, I feel like they actually might be worse this year.
Aston Martin, RB, Sauber.
RB, I feel like are going to be where they were last year.
I think that they're all looking not as strong as Alpine and Williams. That which one of them is fighting for last place. We'll see. But
And Mercedes, they were looking good too.
Mercedes were definitely looking strong. I think, but I don't think that surprises anybody that they'd be in the top 4.
Yeah.
I don't think that Williams or Alpine will be considered a top, that they'll be up with the top four, but they'll definitely be fighting amongst each other, I think.
I feel like Williams actually might be fighting with Red Bull and McLaren.
Oh, I don't.
I do.
Not for a second. I don't.
I feel like Ferrari and Mercedes might, and those would be the two teams I would be rooting for anyways, but I feel like those two might be the championship contenders.
Well, Mercedes and Ferrari?
For the constructors, yeah.
Oh, I don't at all. I think it'll be between McLaren and maybe Ferrari, but probably I think that Red Bull still has a good chance too.
By Red Bull, I feel like Max Verstappen. I think Lawson will do pretty well too, though.
Well, we'll see.
Anyways, next thing we're gonna do is, unlike last season where we predicted who would win the drivers and constructors championship, we're gonna predict the top 10 of the drivers and the top 3 for the constructors.
Okay.
So I am going to lock in from 10th to 1st. I'm going to go with Albon, Lawson, Sainz, Antonelli, or not Antonelli, Alonso. I cannot get my mind straight. Russell. Oh boy. Russell, and then Piastri, Norris, Antonelli, Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton.
Okay, that was only 10?
That was only 10.
Okay. Doing the top 10 then, huh? So I think that it's hard to keep Alonso out of the top 10, but I don't think the Aston Martin is there. So I'm going to say that it'll be Sainz 10th, Gasly 9th, Lawson in 8th, Russell in 7th, Antonelli 6th.
Let's go!
And then the top 5 is going to be harder to do, but I'm going to say probably Leclerc, and then Piastri, Hamilton, Norris, Verstappen.
You're predicting Verstappen first.
I do, yeah. I mean, I don't think the Red Bull is so far off that he can't win the championship, and I think that as much as it pains me to say it, I don't think that the force that is Max Verstappen can be stopped if he's anywhere near the front. And he's going to be near the front.
Probably, yeah.
If not the front, so.
Yeah. And then Constructors' Championship. This one's going to be tough just to predict top 3, but I'm going to go with, from 3rd to 1st, I'm going to go with McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari.
And I would say Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren in first.
Oh, don't you dare put Ferrari in 3rd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They don't belong there. They belong up at the top.
I'm saying that Ferrari will be 3rd.
All right. Well,
when the end of the season comes, you're gonna understand just how right I am.
I doubt it. Anyways, predicting the Australian Grand Prix results. We haven't done this in forever.
Yeah, so here we go. We've got less than a week to go before the first race.
Yep. So we're going to be doing it a new way this season. So we're going to be predicting pole position, top 3, fastest lap, and a shock moment.
Okay.
So my pole position is going to go to Lando Norris.
Okay.
My top 3 from 3rd to 1st is Leclerc, Norris, Verstappen. Fastest lap will go to Kimi Antonelli. And a shock moment, there will be a massive crash in the second half of the race, where at least 3 cars will be knocked out.
You're going to say that Antonelli getting the fastest lap of the race is not the shock moment?
No? Are you serious? Actually, I'm just messing with you. Remember the site that I showed you where Antonelli had the most? He did drop down to 2nd, but he still is there. He is still there.
The most fastest laps?
Percent, yeah, in any motorsport series ever.
Well, he's also got a limited number of starts.
Yeah, he's behind Jim Clark, I believe, now. He does have a limited number of starts, yes.
So then, pole position for me, I'm going to say Lando Norris also. Fastest lap of the race, I'm going to also give to Lando Norris. Top 3, I'm going to say...
from 3rd to
1st. Third, I'm going to say Hamilton. 2nd, Norris. 1st, Verstappen.
You said third would be who?
Hamilton.
Hamilton? Okay.
Yeah.
We just switched around the Ferrari
And
drivers.
as far as a shock moment, I'm going to say that there's going to be at least 4 cars exit the race lap 1, turn 1.
No way.
Yep.
It's happened before.
Oh, yeah. It's more than that.
Way more than that. Lap 1, turn 1.
Ralph Schumacher riding up over the top of Rubens Barrichello, for
and
instance.
I believe one of the Prosts did the same thing back in the day.
I don't know.
And, of course, 2023, the whole race was chaotic.
So I think that wraps it up then for
That
our
does.
first podcast of the year.
Let's go. It was very exciting. I'm so happy that it's like just a few days away. I am so excited.
And we're going to be out of town.
We are. It's
When,
just going to be me and my dad traveling, and we'll get to see it one-on-one.
Yeah, we'll and because of the time that the race happens, we'll probably still be out of town. We're going to be staying at my folks' place, so we'll be out of town and probably be able to watch the race first thing in the morning when we get up before we head back home.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna
that'll be good.
Very exciting.
Get to watch it with Grandpa.
Yeah.
All right, well, that'll wrap it up for this episode.
Yeah.
Make sure that you hit the like and all the other buttons and things like that.
And all the other buttons.
Wherever you're listening to this from. And until next time, I'm Danny Kane.
And I'm Eddie Meteye-O'Kane.
And this has been the Fast F1 Podcast.
Bye.
Fast F1 is produced by Danny Kane and Eddie Meteye-O'Kane. All rights are reserved. Music is performed by Alex Zavesa. Thanks for listening.